great name for this video, and it's absolutely so appropriate. We're going to call it Pooping on the Mona Lisa, right? It's like, what the hell does that mean? Pooping on a priceless man. It's like, I'd like to buy that Da Vinci painting, and then you drop your drawers and you poop all over it. It's not a pretty picture, right? You bought this new camera, whether it's a new Fuji or a new Nikon D500, and you got a really, really great lens off a guy that's like an expert on lenses, whoever that may be. What does it mean to poop on a priceless painting? Someone, like, here recently, look at the best, every independent test, and this is just one example, okay? Every independent test has said, listen, it is Iridiant Developer for Fuji RAW files, okay? It is Iridiant Developer for Fuji RAW files. You got the best lens and super awesome new camera that has amazing output. It's like, oh my god, the JPEGs are great. And if you're a JPEG shooter, that's fine. I'm not a JPEG shooter. Gotta have the best RAW. If you have this awesome equipment and you've got the skills, but then when it comes to your consistency, then there's an important point that I'll have to make again. It's called ARC, Absolute Repeat Consistency. And I used to teach archery lessons, and people have been shooting for 20 years. Like, you're not going to teach me anything. I've been shooting for 20 years. And I'm like, I give archery lessons. I used to. Yes, I did. You know, just a few key points. And like, oh my god, my shooting's got so much better. It's like, yeah, I know it did, because I had you shoot like 5 shots, and I saw where you like changed. You had no consistency. You were pretty consistent, but you weren't totally consistent. Using the right RAW converter for your camera. It's like, well, I like this software. It's like, well, isn't that great, you know? Everybody uses Lightroom. They're like, well, I use Lightroom for my Fuji RAW files. And I go, well, isn't that great? Now, let's say you got just like a dozen pictures out of like 200 that you shot. Take the extra time and use the right RAW converter like Iridiant Developer. Just one example. You know, if you're trying, if you bought the orange tree, but you're only like squeezing the oranges halfway and then tossing the oranges, then, you know, what the hell are you doing? It's like, I got the best lens, I got the best camera. Color checker passport. I should have brought it out here. If you're going to shoot a wedding, you're going to shoot a portrait, you'd have the bride hold up. You can watch, there's like 1,000 videos out there on how to use a color checker passport, okay? Have the person hold it up in front of their face. Repeatable consistency on white balance. It's like you can nail it. I mean, all you have to do is just take one picture of them holding it up in the light that you're going to shoot them in. Same thing in a wedding. You know, how difficult is that? And then you go into Lightroom, and then you set your white balance off of that, and then you apply it to all your pictures. Consistency. Professional color gamut displays. Like, I got the best camera, and I got the best lens, and now I'm going to edit my pictures on this really, really, really crappy monitor. You know, I'm not about spending more money. I'm not. I mean, I keep recommending these old lenses that are cheap. But, you know, if you are taking your fancy camera with your fancy lens and the fancy pictures that you did right, and you're trying to, like, edit it, and then you go send off the pictures to somebody, like, man, this picture is messed up. It's like, what did you do? It's sharp and everything, but, man, it's off. It's like, well, I edited on my, like, 6-year-old Acer monitor. It's like, oh, my God, that's no good. I'm pretty sure photography is a visual art form, and I'm pretty sure that if you buy a super fancy camera, you should buy something with a really good color gamut, a professional display monitor, which has a wide color gamut that is accurate. And I've not kept up on the best ones, but there are tons of articles out there. You know, buy a good display for God's sakes, and also, of course, calibrating your display. You know. Not only do you need to do that, but you need to calibrate it, and calibrate it often. Some people do it once a week. Some people do it more often than that. I mean, I think it's a bit much. I mean, every week or every 2 weeks, you know, just calibrate your display. So, you want a real professional photography tip? You know, don't poop on the Mona Lisa. You got the great camera, you got the awesome lens. Don't take the awesomeness off that SD card and then, you know, the Mona Lisa. Okay, I got the Mona Lisa now. Now I'm going to drop my drawers and poop on it. By using the wrong RAW converter. By not having consistency in your color processing. By not having, I'm sorry, I know this sounds like, you know, spend more money. need a proper display. You know, you can't be using that cheap-ass Acer display you bought down at Best Buy for 99 bucks on sale. Gotta buy... I'm sorry I'm recommending spending money. You gotta buy a display, because if you can't see it, then you can't edit it. Don't that make sense? If I can't see it, I really can't edit it. It'd be like, here's a Mr. Blind person. Would you please edit this picture for me? It's like, no, they're not going to do it. You are like a blind person by using a inferior, and most monitors displays out there are inferior. It's a fact. Most of them are inferior. I guarantee that 98% of you out there are looking and editing your pictures off of an inferior display. It's like, well, it's good enough for me. It's like, well, that's great. So you got that awesome camera and that awesome lens, and then you took the Mona Lisa and then you edited the picture on a crappy monitor, so you just pooped on the Mona Lisa. Do you feel me? Do you feel me? Hello, I'd like to place a phone call to Reality Check. Hey, Reality Check. What's up, girl? Hey, Reality Check. Yeah, I got this awesome new camera and the best lens in the world, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some pictures and I'm going to crap on them. How am I going to do that? Yeah. Well, once I take the awesome pictures, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a crappy raw converter. I am going to edit them on my really crappy Acer monitor that I got like for $69.99 on sale at Best Buy 5 years ago. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It'll be totally like editing them blindfolded. Yes, I know. I'm going to take my awesome pictures and I'm going to crap on them. Yeah, I know. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Yeah, we'll go out to eat and we'll hook up. We'll have a few brewskis, okay? Thanks. I'll catch you later, Reality Check. Bye. Do you feel me yet?